Good morning, everybody. So today I am finally finishing up all the stuff for my girlfriend who just had a baby a week and a day ago. I'm going there tomorrow to her house to see the little baby, probably just from a distance, but I want to drop off all the food. So we made, let me see if I can remember all of them, breakfast burritos, twice baked potatoes, chicken, cheese, broccoli casserole, tater tot casserole, which I realized when I was making it is not gluten-free. She doesn't have celiac, but she's gluten sensitive, so I'll just make sure I tell her that. And I made her chicken enchiladas with, I had the intention of making corn tortillas, but it was just too much. So I made them flour tortillas, so I'll just tell her those also have flour tortillas in them. She has a sweet tooth, like me, that's why we're besties. And I found this recipe from New York Times Cooking. I actually saw it online on, I think, Food 52. Erin McDowell, she has a book on pie. She has segments on Food 52 all the time, Bake It Up a Notch. She's awesome. I love watching her bake things. This is her recipe. Really the substitute, it's not using gluten-free flour, which I don't have. What it uses is ground almonds, which I actually oddly have a ton of. I thought I was buying whole almonds on Misfit Produce, and I bought a bag of ground almonds, and I already have a container of it. I like to use them for breading chicken tenders. It's delicious. But anyway, I have a lot of it, so I thought this recipe was perfect. And I'm probably gonna make some more, and we're gonna eat some because it looks delicious. All the other ratios of everything is pretty much the same as like a regular chocolate chip cookie. But why I like this recipe is they give it to you in both cup measures here in the US and grams. Just weighing baked goods, I mean, they say it makes it more accurate, but honestly, it just goes so much faster and there's less cleanup. So, I mean, I got this little doohickey thing on Amazon probably like a decade ago. It was not expensive, 10 bucks. I literally just gonna dump everything in the bowl by weight. It makes it so much easier. And then that's it. This should come together pretty quick and bake at 350 for 2 pans. So it's 10 o'clock now. Paul just had his snack. So I'm really hoping that I can get this done before lunchtime and then nap time. Maybe even sneak outside for a quick walk. That might be too much, right, Paul? All right, let me get the oven on, flip you guys around and get started. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit different than the directions like I always do. It says to whisk the dry ingredients first, but that's just to incorporate the leaveners. My leaveners are always lumpy. It's cold in here, so my butter's been sitting out all morning, but it's a little hard. But anyway, what I was getting at is I'm going to cream the butter, sugar, and leaveners and salt all together. So then the only dry ingredients I'm adding after the fact is the almond flour. And then I don't have to dirty 2 bowls. So that was 10 tablespoons or 140 grams of unsalted butter. Then a half a cup or 110 grams of light brown sugar. Then a half a cup or 100 grams of white sugar. Then I'm adding a heaping half teaspoon, or whatever the recipe says, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of baking soda. So now I'm going to mix these for quite a while. It says to light and fluffy about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so that's been about 3 minutes. It's light and fluffy. I should have used a bigger bowl, but that's okay. So now I'm going to add my egg and my vanilla and mix to combine. So I'm gonna get my scale back here and make sure I tear this out. So the only other, well, there's one more ingredient, chocolate chips, obviously. The only other ingredient I'm adding right now is the almond flour or ground almonds. And this is 310 grams. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna mix this on low just to combine. And then it says 12 ounces of bittersweet chocolate. I'm using this Enjoy Life. The package is actually 9 ounces, so I'm just gonna add this whole thing. And I already busted it open and had a couple, just to make sure they taste good. So my gluten-free cookie dough is all ready to go. You don't have to refrigerate this like some cookie doughs recommend. So they're just ready for scooping. So it said for this recipe Erin says to scoop these out into 10 3.5 ounce or 100 gram dough balls, a generous golf ball size. Transfer them to baking sheets, stagger the rows to allow the cookies to spread, and gently press down. I'm gonna use my cookie scoop and see how many I get. But I like when they give you numbers, so this should make about 10 cookies. And then she said if you want to sprinkle some sea salt on top, so I'm going to do that. And what's extra special is my girlfriend Audrey, who I'm gonna go see, and my other girlfriend Becca, we all went to college together and we all vacation, well, when people were going on vacation, we go to the Outer Banks in North Carolina separately. I've gone with Becca, but we've never all gone together. Maybe someday in the future we will. But anyway, I thought this was super special. When we all had disposable income, I bought this sea salt from the Outer Banks at some store. I think they sold olive oil, vinegar, balsamic vinegar, and like little, it's meant for like tasting with bread and stuff. I also got an olive oil, which is really good. I saved that for like special occasion salads, or if you dip like French bread in it, it's so good. But anyway, I like rarely use this. I think I got this like 3 years ago. So I'm gonna flatten the cookies a little bit, then sprinkle some of this salt on top and bake them. It says at 350 for 18 to 22 minutes because they're big cookies. And then I'm just gonna see how big mine get with my scoop. They may be a little bit smaller, so I may not bake them as long. We shall see. Okay, so I'm all done. I ended up getting 26, so I definitely made them smaller. I'm gonna cook them for about 10 to 12 minutes. I'm gonna check on them. So I'll show you what they look like when they're done. So the cookies are done. Like I said, I made them a little bit smaller and I cooked them at 375 for about, it was about 10 minutes. I just waited till they were golden and took them out, and they cooled and looked delicious. I did have one tray. This happens to me every single time. It's the further back one. I thought I had enough time to run upstairs and change Little Munchkin's diaper, but I did not. And they got a little overbaked, but I'm eating those. They are delicious. They look like a normal chocolate chip cookie. They taste pretty much like a normal chocolate chip cookie. You could give this to somebody and not tell them they're gluten-free, and they may not even know. Because I have made cookies before with like gluten-free flour blends, and they always tend to be on the like cakey side. Sometimes if the flour mix has a lot of bean flour in it, it'll just have like a weird floury beany taste to it. These do not. I know there's almond flour in them, so I can almost taste the almond flour, and they're very sweet, so that little salt on top is very nice. But I'm super happy with these. I'm keeping this recipe in my recipe box because, like I said, I still have a lot of almond flour, so I'm probably just gonna make these. I'm actually not even gonna tell Matt that they're gluten-free, and I bet you'll like one when you get home. They are that good. So Erin from New York Times was not messing around. These are amazing chocolate chip cookies. If you do end up making this recipe, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.